Good morning. Hopefully you all can hear me. Sorry, I'm a little bit late in that I had to change the time. So I'm gonna wait a few minutes and we'll get started. Good morning. Can you hear me? Let me know if you can hear me. Hey, Angela. Good morning. Tiffany. Let me know if you all can hear me good. I'm at a friend's house. Hey, Ashley. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. I know that it's super early for you all. I apologize about the time change. Good morning, Miriam. Good morning. Good morning. Hopefully my notes are in here. I may have to nope, they're here. Good. You can hear me good. Okay, awesome. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Connie. Good morning. It is 10:35 here. And good morning, Jessica. So not Ashley. Angela, let me know when you want me to get started. I'm going to wait for a few more people to come on. I know that it is extremely early for you all, but it's a good amount of people here. So, yeah, we're going to get started shortly. So while we're waiting, I'm going to go ahead and start introducing myself. My name is Brianna Hogue. My business is, it is Brelly. Yeah. Bling by Brie. I am an elite leader. I just became an executive producer in May 2020. I double ranked. I ranked to premier producer in April, and then I ranked to executive producer in May. So back to back. You have your coffee ready. I need coffee. So I have been with Paparazzi since June 2017. So this year will be my 4th year anniversary. And I'm really, okay, got you, Angela. I'm really excited to be here. So Angela's sponsor, we are in like an elite thread, preparing for Dominican Republic. And her sponsor asked if someone would be willing to come and talk to Angela's team, your fabulous team. And so I was, because she said she's an executive director. And I was like, oh yeah, sure. I was like, could you swap and come talk to one of my executive directors? Because like Angela, we messaged, it's always good to hear from different people. Sometimes it's the same information, but like in a different context. And then other times it's just good to hear different people's experience. So I'm excited to be here this morning and share with you all. So that was a little bit about my story. So I'm an assistant professor. I teach teachers how to teach. I teach education majors. So I teach freshmen, sophomore, and juniors. Before that, I started Paparazzi in 2017 because I was working on my doctorate. And so that first summer in my program, I had sold my home. I'm from Louisville, Kentucky. I sold my home and I left my teaching career. I taught 5th grade to pursue my PhD full time. And when I made that decision, I had a partner at the time that moved with me, and he was going to help me. But when I got here, I realized, oh my God, I'm not getting paid like my salary like I used to. And he was helping, but it just wasn't like what I was used to. So one of my friends, we do like a literacy program, a national literacy program. So I did some consultant work with them. She had on some bracelets and I said, oh my God, are those Pandora charms? Those are beautiful. And she was like, no, this is $5. Anytime you see me in jewelry, it's $5. My sister sells Paparazzi. So I support her business. And so I was just like, oh, that's cool. But I didn't really pay attention. So she started talking about how her sister was doing well with this business. She was about to retire. Yes, Ashley, good morning, of course. And all this stuff. But me, when she said $5, I'm gonna be honest, I kind of zoned out. I was like, oh, that's probably cheap. You know, I didn't listen to her. And so I didn't really pay attention. So I got back home to Bloomington, Indiana, because I go to Indiana University. That's where I'm finishing my dissertation right now. And she shared a video of her big sister reaching a new level in the company. At that time, Maven A-lister. And she was opening up a Chanel bag. And so she was crying, talking about how, she's never, she's had nice things from her husband, but never been able to afford a purse like that, and just how amazing the company was. And that's what caught my attention. Okay, so I was like, what? This $5 jewelry, she's getting a Chanel bag? Like, what is going on? So I tuned into the live, listened. I did not even tell my friend Maya at the time. I wrote her big sister. I had never met her big sister. And so I wrote her and I said, hey, I'm your little sister's friend. I want to know more about this company. Like, what is this about? Is it hard to do? Because I need something like a little extra money while I'm in school, but I need something flexible because my schedule's demanding. And she said, hey, can you talk? Can you talk really quick? I'll call you. So she called me. And then we talked for probably less than 10 minutes. I had very simple questions, like just how much did it take to get started? How did it work? And she was just like $99. She didn't mention the team aspect. All she talked about was, you earn 45% commission, because that's what I wanted. I didn't know anything else. I had never done direct sales. I had never sold anything other than when I was in high school. I worked at a shoe store and then I worked in the pharmacy in high school too. So I had no experience. I'm just a teacher. I'm an educator at heart. And so I just wanted to sell the jewelry and make a couple $100 more. And so that's all she talked about with me. And so when we hung up, I told my mom was visiting me from Kentucky, like 2 hours away. And I said, I love that you went in without having any jewelry. Yeah. I saw this woman that was my friend's sister. I saw her success and I was like, I want to do that. That seems like, the jewelry was pretty. I went and looked up the website and I said, this is cute. I can do this. And so, with that, I started. Well, my mom was there. I want to tell you all this story because all of these are like little nuggets I'm going to touch on. So my mom was visiting, and my mom, she's done like home interiors, other little, Avon. I think at one point she's done some sales stuff here and there throughout her life. And so I told her I wanted to join, and she was like, "Don't do that. No, you need to focus on school. You need to finish school. You're doing too much. You're going to get distracted. No." And so I almost listened to her. My partner at the time, I asked him, I said, what do you think about me joining this business? And he said, what do you think? You want to do it? And so I was just like, yeah. He was like, just put it on your credit card if you want to, and you can just pay it off. If it sells good, you can just pay it off. So I just used my credit card, bought it. And my kit came while my mom was still in town visiting. So when it arrived, guys, my mom sold. I sold almost half of my kit to my mom and my great aunt, because my mom used Duo. My great aunt, she doesn't know how to use social media. And so her and my great aunt, they were on Duo showing the jewelry. And I'm like, well, I got to go live. I had never been live before. I jumped in. Like, I saw what you needed to do to work this business. And I said, okay. I watched my sponsor. I watched people. I had never gone live before. But I said, I'm going to do this. I saw her success. And I said, okay. So it's the day I got my kit, I made a little post a few days before. I said, my kit's coming, join me. I did go live in a private group at first. And I made a VIP group before my kit came. As soon as I joined, I sent a message out to, I did this on my own. I sent a message out to my family. Hey, I'm about to join Paparazzi. This is my website. My kit's coming. I'm planning a little launch party. Join me live. I did a VIP group, and I went live in that VIP group. Well, my mom and my aunt bought like most of my stuff. And so when it came, I went live. I was super nervous. Nobody could tell, but I'm a teacher. I mean, I'm pretty confident, but I was very nervous. I teach fifth graders. I'm not little kids, you know. I mean, not big grown adults. I don't deal with them. I teach babies. And so I went on there and I sold like most of my kit. I think I only had like 6 pieces left. And then I sold those within a week. I joined June 23rd. And me pushing my website, I ended up getting a $34 commission check. So I didn't know how big a deal that was, but my sponsor, she knew. She was like, this girl's running. And so I thought I was just doing what I was supposed to do. Like, I just, working the biz. The next month, so I joined June 23rd. By the end of July, I hit director because some people just wanted to join. They just saw what I was doing. They start asking questions like, what is this? In my area, I think there were people doing it, but they were not consistent and they weren't really excited about it. It wasn't like a big thing. So I kind of jumped in and made it like, whoa, what's this? Because I came all out, branded myself. My sponsor said, you went live in your VIP group, but you should go live on your page. So guess what I did? I went live on my page. I listened to my sponsor and I said, I'm going to keep my VIP group and share my lives to my VIP group. And so I started getting more customers. People started seeing me. I'm in Bloomington. I don't know many people here in Bloomington. It's very small. I don't know if y'all know much about Indiana, but where I live in a college town. And because in grad school, I was teaching my students, I couldn't solicit to them. I couldn't sell to them. And it wasn't really many events, but my home was Louisville, Kentucky, which is, urban, city, all that. And so I would drive. This is the sacrifice in the beginning. And my ex at the time wasn't very supportive, but I would drive because I knew there were like events and I just started that summer and I didn't go to convention because I had just joined, but I was getting excited watching everyone. So I would come back home and do this one girl. She used to do like single in the city, like single events and have vendors. So Actually, she didn't have vendors. She just wanted to do like speed dating and entertainment type thing. I asked her if I could set up there. She was like, man, I didn't even think about having vendors. I gave her the idea. So she was like, how much would you pay? And so I think I paid $40 or $50. Then she ended up having several vendors. So she was making money. And so I ended up being able to do all of those. And then when my team started growing and I didn't feel like driving back to Louisville, I said, hey, anybody want to go to this event? And so people started, seeing paparazzi in town. And then there were like hair shows and there were like, I'm not ignoring your comments. I'm going to get to them. There were like hair shows and then I would go I would do home parties, one-on-one consultations. Just anything I could do to get my name out there. I did like African Jollof Festival, Jollof Rice Festival. It's a lot. 2 people at that event joined my team. One was another vendor. She saw how much people were coming to my table and she was like, I can do this along with my business. She made African clothes and dolls and stuff like that. And then one of the customers there ended up joining my team. So I was really branding myself when I jumped in. And I just, like I said, I have 511 people on my team. I think 48 personally sponsored, I want to say. And that is because my foundation, when I joined, I was like, I'm doing this bling by Brie, everything bling by Brie. I got, in the beginning, I had some little snapshots and I branded those. I had my Bling by Brie t-shirt and used that, but I didn't have like a whole photo shoot. But my name, I had a logo made within a few months of me joining. I was putting it on my page and I was serious about it and people took me seriously. The more, you're serious about your brand, the more people will take you seriously. And so Bling by Brie blew up, had friends. I did ask some people I thought were good at this after I figured out that first month when I hit director, I was getting a commission check and it was like my money went to like $130 then from $34 the first month to like $130. And I was like, oh, it pays to be a director. So then I was helping them and we had like our first little training at like a Mexican restaurant and we all were there, and we kind of each shared what was working for us. And that was like our first little training. Thank you, Miriam. And then started teaching them how to become directors and how I was having success. And they started bossing up my aunt. So my cousin joined me. She was my first business partner because she's a fashionista. But she's really one of those, she's an artsy person. She never sticks with anything. But her mom joined her. Her mom didn't even tell her, who's my great aunt, joined her team. And my cousin just got canceled. Like after a year, she just never did what she was supposed to do. But my aunt has a team of over 130 people. My aunt is a producer. So my cousin got canceled, but my aunt is a producer and she's LOP Platinum right now. And she's going for Diamond this year. She might be able to go for Black Diamond. I think Diamond at least. And she's wanting to retire from her job. She has a really nice job. She works for like a housing authority, makes 70-something thousand, but she's older and she loves paparazzi. I say that to say you never know who is on your downline, who's going to rock out, who's watching. My aunt is very bougie. Like, she likes, expensive things, nice things. But my cousin, when she joined, she had a home party at my aunt's house, invited the family. And when my aunt saw how people were buying it and she saw the quality of the jewelry, she liked it. She didn't tell either one of us. She joined my cousin's team and she took off. And so you never know. I support everyone in my downline, not just my personally sponsored. I do have let people lead their team, but if I see somebody's rocking and rolling and they need a little extra support, I will reach down, do a boot camp with them, offer tips, strategies, check in, because they are all on your team. Everybody, we're all one team. And their success is my success, is our success. So you want to make sure you're helping everyone. And so now my cousin's canceled. So my aunt's like my front line. And then my cousin joined back under my aunt. It's so weird. It's crazy. And she's still not doing much. So, yeah, but we let her do her. You just got to let your people know what they want to do with the business, what are their goals, and you meet them where they are. I'm going to look at some of your comments. But, yeah, so I am executive producer. I am Crown Club 10 right now. And Life of the Party Silver last year. I'm already hit Life of the Party Silver this year. And I'm going for gold. And so let me look at some of these comments and I'm going to get into the actual training. So that's just like a little overview for you all. So I agree. It doesn't sound like you went in with these huge expectations, just ready to give it a shot. Yeah. When you start, you should focus on selling the jewelry. And so that's how I got my team, Ashley. That's good you said that. I think a lot of people, they come in like, I want to build a team, and they focus on posting these dry memes, join my team, join my team, join my team. You're not going to build a team like that. The way you're going to build a team is through selling the jewelry and building a love for jewelry. And you got to have nice jewelry in order to attract people. People love me, like coming to me because they know I'm going to have, the hot stuff. And so that's why LOP is important. It's not just your sponsor trying to get you to, get their OV up, but you have to have fresh inventory, nice looking inventory to attract people. They're not, if they don't like anything, they're going to go to the next consultant. So I have a really strong customer base. And because of my schedule, I'm a professor and I'm a children's book author also. I do too much. I go live right now once a week. But I have a First Dibs messenger group and I order basically every day something. It might be a little order. If it's hot stuff, I'll order a lot. And I know how much, usually sometimes I'll order 10 of something. If it's really hot, sell out, I know. Or I know it's going to eventually sell out. Sometimes I'll just order one of something because I know it's that one customer. I know they're going to get it. And every time I post it, they get it. And I'm like, I got that for you. And so you get to know your customers. You build fanatics. Like Misty said at EMP, you have to have excitement for the jewelry. You have to be excited. And they will be excited. If you're just kind of just worried about the sales and kind of desperate on your lives and just defeated and it's no fun, like, then people are not going to come to you. So I make it fun. I don't push the team thing. I mention it. But really, most people end up coming to me. Or if they're like a loyal customer spending so much money, I'll finally say, hey, have you thought about, you can get the discount. Even if you don't want to do the team thing, you could pay $275 for this. And usually they join with the intentions of the discount. When they see how it works, they want to build a team. Or if I see someone like January, I've recruited 5 people this year, 2 in January, 3 in February. And the one in January, one of them is assistant principal and a realtor. I saw she was a boss. So I was like, hey, you should do this. She thought the business was so little, she was just like, oh, okay, I'm focusing on real estate. I'll join. But she stayed on the phone with me for an hour. I'm going to talk about that. I knew my information. All the questions she asked, I knew how to answer it. And she was like, okay. So she joined while we were on the phone. When she got in and I started sending her information, showing her, she started seeing these consultants, doing big things. She was like, oh my God, I need to take this more seriously. So she got her kit, that week she had her Zoom launch party with her friends, got a ton of website sales, not even, that's hard to get website sales. She got a ton of website sales from her launch party on Zoom. She was showing the jury, this is on my website. It's a blockbuster. They end up going there, buying more stuff. Some people bought some of her inventory. And then the next day, that same week, she had a vendor event at in Louisville. So you never know who could benefit. Don't just target people that you think are broke and they need it. Of course, people need extra money, but some people are bosses in other industries and they may want to do this and go far with it and have the money to invest. So her PV, she joined like mid-January. Her PV for that first month was like 400 and something. Okay, so try to target everyone, and everyone has different goals for the business. It's raining here, so tell me if it gets too loud. Not even on her chicken list. No, I wasn't recruited. I saw it because she was showing and telling. That's another thing that's important. I know someone on our team did a training on this on my uplines page, on my sponsors page. But you have to show your journey throughout the process. You have to document and leave a trail. That's another form of, getting people to attract to you. I think I told someone yesterday, they said that their sales are low, and I looked on their page and it's just all going live. And this is something I talked to my mom about, because my mom ended up joining my team. I didn't tell you that piece. So like after years of buying from me, and after her telling me no, and doubting me, my stepdad talking about me, I'd be happy when Bree finished that little business so she can get her doctorate. And, she's doing too much with that. All this, stuff against you. It hurt my feelings. I'm like, they don't see what's going on. And so they kept asking me every time I would come visit, they say, you still doing that? Like, how's it going? They just thought I was crazy. I'm like, don't you think somebody not to have a doctorate, would have more sense? Like, why do you think I'm spending so much time with this? And I would tell them how much my commission was and stuff. And they'd be like, what? I would tell them about my sales and they would just be like, they thought I was playing or something. I'm like, I don't have a reason to lie to my parents, And so eventually they were like, we about to do this because they need, extra. They can use some extra money. So my mom, guys, she is addicted. She had never had Facebook. So she joined. And when she joined, she had just had a knee replacement. Her first live was from her bed. Her little girl she babysit was helping her. And my mom is like, that's where I get my drive from, is from my mom. She's like dedicated, passionate. She went live from her bed, sold out of her kit. And she is addicted. She goes live. Like, I'm a teacher, so I can tell my team how to be successful. I told my mom, set a schedule, stick to it. She's had the same schedule since she's joined. She goes live Wednesday, Sunday at 6:30. Wednesday, Sunday, 6:30. You're going to see Jackie, that's her name, the Chris and Jackie Jules, C&J Jules. And my mom has consistently 15 to 20 people on her live, her friends. They're there every week. And she makes good money. She sells anywhere from 25 to 50 pieces each live. and she invoices on Sunday, has her little system, and she loves it. Like, she loves it. But something I'm working on with my mom, because she's new to social media, she joined in like 2019, I want to say, is all she was writing was going live tomorrow, going live in an hour in her lives. That's all she knew how to do, because I taught her how to go live. But I finally said, Mom, you got to tell people about you. You got to connect with your audience. That, I know you're happy with your sales. That's good. But you need to draw more people in. You need more customers. And you're not going to grow if you're just dependent on that same circle. Because she's a director, but she's almost a premier director. Her OV's like 14, 15 or 100 or something like that. But her team is small. They're doing big things, like one's LOP bronze. She's a director now, but she's maxed out. And so she needs to attract more people, because the people that are on her live, they're just wanting to be customers right now. Eventually, they'll come around. But I say you have to do more engagement posts. So you should be posting not just sales posts. That's spammy, and people don't really like that. You should mix up your post and post about your lifestyle. So if you have children, things with them, you should post, selfies, of course. I know my sponsor, Tyronica, she's a millionaire. She hit 7-figure earner in November. She's Impressionista, so she is the second to highest level in this, and she is big on posting. That's what she tells everyone. So you should have mixed posts. You should have, selfies in the jewelry. If you don't want to take selfie, there's like Papa selfie groups that you can, or get your customer selfies. Try to put selfies of things you have available and say Happy Word Wednesday, Sassy Sunday, this many available. Try to put things that you're trying to sell. And then even if you don't want to do a face, you can do one of your hand and wrist, but incorporate selfies in some way. Try to do, what's the other one I was going to say? Oh, so just regular lifestyle, fun posts with your family. This is my why. Look at me and my family. I'm so proud of my babies. I don't have children, but, incorporate your pets. Everyone loves to see pets. Another thing you could incorporate is testimonies. Okay. People like to see testimonies. Or success. Okay. So tell how Paparazzi is blessing you. So when I first joined, some of my success posts were that pop up in my memories. I was able to pay for my books that I needed for school. They were like hundreds of dollars. So Paparazzi was helping me pay for those. Then I was able to publish my children's book. That cost a couple $1,000s. I had a book launch. Paparazzi helped me fund that while I was in school. And then I was able to pay my car off last year early. Okay. I didn't show what type of car, but it's a Lexus. Okay. I was able to pay that off last year. And so I put a picture of the car that you can't tell what it is. And then I put like the notice that says, it's paid in full. The loan is paid off. So I put up that I was able to pay my credit card off. So I have no credit card debt. And then now my credit score is like one's 800, one's 700 or something. I post those. Or if I get, a notice from my email says I'm in the excellent credit club or something. You post those things throughout, mix those in with your lifestyle, with your selfies, with your sales. You don't want to just have all sales. You got to mix it in and get people connect with you, and they got to see your journey. They have to see that this works, and then they'll want to be a part. Another type of post that you want to do is just engagement, interactive. You can Google interactive posts. Today, I shared some with my team. I shared one with my mom, and already my mom posted it. I said, Mom, post this. And it was Travel Thursday. Where's somewhere you can't wait to travel after COVID's over? And she's got all these people telling what's the top 3 places you want to travel when COVID's over. Or I made her, because she's stubborn. She don't listen. She want to keep every day just doing sale, going live, selling this. And then she only puts good morning every day. That's all she does. I said, Mom, I told you to stop that. Like, put something else. So she finally listened to me, and I was cracking up because she put, she likes to cook. She likes to bake. And so she put up a picture of an egg pie with the recipe and said, this is a recipe my dad shared with me. Do you all like egg pie? What's your recipe? and she had like 28 likes and like all these people saying, yum, I want some, or oh, I love egg pie. And then her cousin in Tennessee was like, oh, mama cooked that. And she's like, oh, that's where he got it from. And just interaction, you want that because that builds your algorithm. And then I sat there and watched it, and she called me and said, Bree, you were right. And so I said, yeah, you have to mix those in. They don't want to just see going live. Are you live? They want to get to know who it is. We sell a product, but we are the main product. We sell ourselves. Okay? It's not just us selling this $5 jewelry. People really buy into us as people. So you have to share about you, and it becomes natural. Just share stories about yourself, connect with your audience. If you don't follow the elite, they do this very well. Follow some elite leaders. You will see how they are talking. You talk to your customers. You write on their posts. How's your kids doing? Oh, this, interact with them. My mom just goes like she wasn't interacting with people. She just wanted to sell her stuff. I'm like, interact with your customers. I now have a community. People, and one of my leaders, she is executive. She's going to be producer this month. Probably premier producer. I'm hoping, but she's really good at this. She sells so much, but her community, they know each other now. They talk to each other on her live. How's your kids doing? Oh, how was your child's recital? And that you build a community that really helps you sell because you're building that. Play games, do trivia, and it will start small. But if you have a consistent schedule, that's the key. You can't just randomly pop on when you feel like it. That's what I do now because of my schedule. But I train people. If you want to build that customer base in the beginning, or if you're having trouble, you need to set a schedule, post it in your cover and say, welcome to my page. I go live on this day and this day. Make it a cute little poster, put it there and stick to it. Once you stick to it and you build that base, say, I'll be back on Thursday. See you on Tuesday, whatever 2 days, you will see growth. And then once you build that growth, you'll have regular customers and you'll see it. Okay, let me see other. My mom was always been the biggest supporters when she has a massive wall of jewelry. Yeah, my mom was addicted. I'm so happy. Oh, thank you, Angela. Your sister is, now she's one of your biggest. You prove them wrong because people are doubtful of you because they think that you're just going to quit. It doesn't work. You prove them wrong. If you stick with it and you have fun and you show your success, that team will come. Now I got people joining me, friends that I never thought would join me. One, a bougie friend, she was like, no, I don't want to do that. She told me she was joining one day. I was like, what? One of my best friends that I'm headed out of town for his birthday, he actually mentioned it to me the other day. He was like, I think I want to do this. I said, really? He said, yeah. He's my best friend. He's gay. He's so funny. He's like my bestest friend ever. And he's like, all of my, his network could buy from him and all that stuff. And then he told me, it seems easy because he's an educator. He has a really demanding job. And so they've been watching me all these years. And my sponsor told me this would happen. But when you stick to your business and you take it seriously and you are branding yourself and consistently every day, you may not go live every day. I didn't go live, but I was posting or doing something for my business every day. It grew, Thank you, Miriam. Yeah, Bling by Bree. I just kept it simple. Get people on the phone when they're trying to sign up. If they are interested, ask them, can you call them? Yep. Yes, Ashley, you said you and your cousin. So another thing is, people say, oh, I don't want to join. It's too many paparazzi consultants. I'm like, do you know my whole family's on my team and we all have different customer base? Like, we do share some customers and they buy from all of us and we don't care. We're family, But also, how is it that most of my family's on my team and one's about to be premier director, one's a producer, platinum, she's selling out. She goes live every day. And then we have all these different customer base. I don't know their customers, so that is an example of how I tell people that's not true. My mom knows all the emojis now. Yeah, my mom does too. She knows how to do the GIFs or the GIFs. Yeah, she's a 7-figure earner. Tyronica, she just celebrated her 6th-year Papaversary. Her team's over 100,000. Yeah, you do need to do more on your Facebook. Mix it up. Miss Traveling, yes. Not everyone is there for the jury. A lot of people are there for you. The jury is just a bonus. Yeah, like when you post those things, you engage them. They may not come to it, but eventually they'll be like, oh, I like the jewelry. I had one customer like that. I don't wear jewelry, but then she loved my other posts, but then she started tuning in, then she finally bought something. So really kind of share about yourself. All right, so I'm going to get into the actual notes I had. Sister-in-law has been thinking about signing up forever and ghosted me in the beginning. Now she's all seeing my growth. You share your journey up and kicking herself for not joining before talking to her husband. It's still not too late. We're still a small company. We're less than 500,000. Guys, tell people that say, oh, I should have joined before. We're still baby company. We have less than 5. How is it that I don't do this full time? I did this on the side consistently. But June is my 4-year Papaversary. I'm doing this part-time. I do full-time work. But on top of teaching at a college, on top of writing a dissertation, everything else, how is it that I was able to make it to the top 0.1%? That's because this company is small. You all need to work it because there's room at the top. This is a small company. We have less than 500,000 consultants. And that number, most of those are people that have joined again because you get a new consultant number. I just signed someone last month that was a consultant on another team years ago. That number is probably half of that. And then think about the people who are not even working their business. We only have like 200 and something thousand probably, or less, that are actually working Paparazzi. So we are still a baby company. We have I want to say 4 or 5 millionaires. There is a lot of room. So you all should really, really, really work it and share your story, share your success. So showing up for your team. We're going to talk about if you have a team, if you don't, some notes that you can do. So the biggest thing I've learned with being a leader is that it's about servant leadership. So you have to be willing to serve others, help others, and not make it about yourself, okay? Because it is like a selfless act. You can't be selfish in this business. You have to be willing to coach others, teach them how to be successful, and, train them up and help them along the way. You have to share the spotlight. Yes, you have your accomplishments, but also be willing to celebrate others and you're on your team, and you will see growth. It's like me with teaching, scaffolding. You have to scaffold and help them. So when they join, don't overwhelm them and, give them too much. So I'm going to give you an example. My aunt that's platinum, she had a girl just join her team that, is ready to jump in. And she told her to go live 3 to 4 times a week. And I was like, Aunt Cece, that's too much. I know you go live every day, but, just have her start out. She don't even have the inventory to do that. She just joined. Tell her 1 day a week and have her do that for a month and be consistent at sticking to that 1 day. And then after you see her growing and, sticking to that, then you can add it on. So that's very important. Give examples and resources, coach and teach. As amazing as your uplines are, your upline on this page and Ashley, you need to have some self-initiative, okay? So you need to think about, how can I build my empire? As amazing as my sponsor is, 7-figure earner, impressionista, she's LOP diamond. She's probably going to be black diamond this year. As amazing as she is, I could have just said, oh, I have this team. Y'all go to her page. Just listen to her. And I could have just sat back, but I would not be elite if I did that. You have to take ownership of your team. Their needs. You're, starting out. Some of the things she's doing is too advanced. I have to, scale it down, and I have to be gradual. I do my own challenges, my own things with my team, in addition to that resource. But because I work with my team, I was able to hit elite. But you can't just depend on your uplines and what they have. That's another resource, but your team joined with you. They know you. So you have to be there for them, and you have to make sure you're helping them. Brand yourself, brand your team. It's your own empire. My sponsor didn't just depend on her upline. She branded herself, started, she's the one that started Sassy Sunday. She started a lot of things in Paparazzi. And, you have to take ownership. This is your business. You have all this other support from corporate upline, but it's your team. You know your numbers. You know who you need extra, how to support them. So make sure you're doing that. I want you all to ask yourself, what can you offer to somebody? What benefit would someone have of joining your team? What can you offer them? Why would somebody want to join your team? Would you want to join your team? Think about that. You can comment. So what can you offer to someone that would join your team? Why should someone join your team? And you all can comment a few of those. As you all are comment, he said that's a good question. What's the benefit of somebody joining your team? What can you offer them? Not your upline, not your sponsor, not your uplines. Anyone. You. What can you offer them? What can you guarantee if they join your team? Think about that. And so these are some things that I found evident of successful teams, like the way I try to lead, and that some of my friends that are elite try to lead. Tiffany, you should know. So if you don't know, hopefully today you'll start implementing some of these habits. So I have an acronym for leaders, LEADERS. Okay, and I'm going to tell you what each one means, and you all should try to implement these to be a successful leader. Lots of love, encouragement, self-confidence. I love it. Yes. Support. I offer compassion, patience, along with being a cheerleader, pushing them to succeed, celebrate their goals, find an answer. Okay, awesome. Okay, so I'm going to go into some of those that you said. All right. So the L, you all can jot notes as I'm going if you want to. The L stands for lead by example. If you want a team, it doesn't start with your team. It starts with you. Okay. I went to a leadership training with my sponsor a couple weekends ago. It was amazing. And her training was like, she started out asking what the challenges are, and everybody was talking about their team. I didn't. I was just saying my schedule. But most people were like, my team's not doing this, they're not doing this. She was like, this leadership training is not about anything with your downline. It's about you. Okay? Because really, all of that stuff falls back on you and what you're doing. So the biggest thing is lead by example. You cannot have expectations for your team that you're not having. You can't get mad if your OV is low, if your PV is low. If you're barely active, if you only got 25 pieces you bought, then that's what your team's going to do. If you're not striving for LOP goals, then your team's not going to strive for LOP goals. If you're not on Fashion Fix, then your team's not going to get on Fashion Fix. You have got to take risk with your business and show that things work. Me, I'm on Fashion Fix. I go on my team page and I screenshot in my VIP group how I sold 3 of them just by posting them already. You have got to lead by example, okay? So I have some leaders that are not on Fashion Fix, and they're like, oh, my team's not buying. I'm like, are you on Fashion Fix? What's your PV? So you have got to lead by example. If you tell them to go live, you should be going live. That's why I try to do at least 1 live a week, even though my team knows I am busy. I show up. I did a 4-hour live Saturday. I should have been writing. But I knew I hadn't been live in a while. And I think I sold like 60 I'm still selling 60 at least pieces. And this week, my upline's doing a challenge trying to get us to sell 100 pieces. I think I've sold like 60 something so far this week that I've got cashed out. So I'm trying to get like the invoices and everything. So I'm tracking that with my team. I'm not going to push them to do something I'm not going to do. And that's like something I really can't stand as a leader. I just did a boot camp. And with that boot camp, I tried to do everything that I was telling them to do. And guess what? It helped me. I actually was able to recruit people because I was doing the same stuff with my boot campers. So you have to lead by example. The E stands for empowerment. You all talked about that, motivation and inspiration. You should be offering empowerment, motivation, inspiration to your team. I do daily inspirational posts. Matter of fact, I need to do one when I get off of here because it's kind of late. I usually do it earlier than this. So some type of like mindset post or inspiration, encouragement about not quitting, don't give up. So you should be offering that type of support to your team. The A stands for action tasks. Action tasks or challenges. You should offer, like, if you're not doing daily, like weekly tasks. Okay, guys, this week we're going to focus on Facebook Story. This is a video on how to use Facebook Story and customize it. This is a video today we're going to post, each day we're going to post 3 sets we have available onto our story. And we're going to take real pictures, not use stock photos. So actually do tasks with them, and 3 pieces a day, and post like a selfie. So, what are your tasks? Do you give your team action tasks? Sometimes it's not that they want to be told what to do, but some people just can't really figure out how to get started. And so action tasks or challenges help them to, have an idea of what to try out. I'm doing like the bingo board I showed you all. I posted on the page, and that's helping people say, oh, I'm going to try this. I love this. I tried this for the first time. I tried a flash sale. I booked a Zoom party. So giving them, some tasks that they can do. That's good. That's really good, Angela. Yeah, it's good to lead by example. Your team respects you, and they see that you're doing this with them, and you're not just trying to, rank up off of them, which you won't really get far if you're not working your business. Your business is an example to your team. Your team will go as hard as you go. Okay, so, and you should be trying to get that jewelry. So, I'm always trying to get my sales, every day. But when you are working your business and you're giving the examples of what you're doing with your team, they will follow suit, and they will also try to do that. Yes. D stands for development tools, support resources. So for what type of development do you offer to your team? Like, this is the type of development. Angela having me come on here or having people come on and do trainings. Do you offer development tools, resources? Like on my page, I have the guide set up. You can set it up on your computer where now when I set that up in January, so when someone new joins, instead of me having to have so much time to coach them, I've developed these guides. So it's like unit 1. It used to be units, they're guides now. So the first one is getting started about the founders, the paparazzi lingo. I have a new consultant kit guide that I made. I've made a YouTube video to welcome the team. It's like just some beginning stuff about fashion fix, all that. Then like one unit's about policies and procedures. One unit is about the ranks. One's about fashion, life of the party. So yeah, units are big. So what do you offer that to your team? Think about ways you can help new team members. I also do a monthly opportunity live on the 20th, and I do a new consultant welcome training every 15th. So having those systems in place helps. And then I have trainings, usually try to do like once a week or so many things. So having trainings for your team, and it doesn't have to be elite leaders every time. I have my leadership team come on. If they're good at something, I'm like, hey, can you show how you organize your jewelry? Can you do a training on that? oh my God, I saw you're so good with Facebook stories. Can you do a training on that? Or I see that you're good with graphics and Canva. Can you do a training on that? You've been recruiting like crazy. Can you tell us how you're having success and do a training on? So tap into your team and they can do trainings as well. And also, if you all have smaller teams, that can help build some of your team's confidence. And it can help them see that, oh, I do know what I'm doing because, I'm doing a training. We all do. People feel like they don't have anything to share, but I learned so much from my other team members watching them that are on my team. So have everyone share on your team. The E stands for, the second E in leader stands for encouragement. And with that, it's different from empowerment, motivation. I mean, praise, celebration. So make sure you celebrate everything. When someone gets their first website sale, celebrate that. When they go live for the first time, shout them out on your team page. When they, do something cool that you see with their business, screenshot it and say, I want to shout out such and such. Look at her. She's getting all these sales. Or, celebrate and praise. Praise goes far. Keep that page just a lot of praise and celebration. Of course, the big things like achieving LOP and, ranking up are good, but also praise little things on your page. And other people will, strive to do those things as well. The R stands for rewards and incentives. So try to have some type of incentives or rewards that you do. Yes, your upline does stuff and their upline does stuff, but what do you do? What can you offer? And so I started getting on my team about this because they were just dependent on my diamond club. So I started a diamond club, which is like 500 PV. And it started with just like a few people getting it. And then eventually we grew to like we're 30 people. The month I ranked up, I said, whoever hits Diamond Club in May will get a Diamond Club t-shirt. And it was just like a black or gray t-shirt with sparkly letters. I didn't think it was going to be a big deal. They strive for that thing. And I went from like 18 people to 30-something people. I had about 30-something t-shirts. I was like, oh my God. But my friend makes them, so she gave me a discount. But that was like something they worked for. I had some, like half of them had over 1,000 PV that month because they were just, trying to hit their own goals and stuff like that, the end of the Papa year. But have your own rewards and incentives. They were just depending on me. I'm like, well, what are you going to offer them? You have these people on the Diamond Club. How are you going to reward them? How are you going to celebrate them? Because you said your OV is low. You're just going to depend on my price. But if you celebrate your team also, some of those other people will want to, reach some goals too. So, trying to get them to see, like, don't just depend on my stuff, but shout out your people too on your team page. And you do additional things for your team as well. So that's important. Would you recommend doing challenges, have prizes with one personally sponsored? Or would you recommend waiting until you have... Yeah, I have a team member that only has one, and she does challenges with them. And she, she does like, where she'll have like go live challenge. And sometimes the person does it, sometimes they don't. She does stuff with them, like offer, and you don't have to give big prizes like a t-shirt like I did. You can give like pieces or, if, your OV, your PV is this month, ask them to set goals. Ask your team, what's your goal PV this month? How many pieces do you want to sell this month? And what do you want your PV to do? So, yeah, you can do smaller things. You can tailor it to whatever your person or your team is struggling with. This person wasn't going live, so she tried to do it, and now she's comfortable. We're doing like a little challenge, 10 days, 10 new customers. So each day we're like trying to reach different people and stuff like that. And so people that complete that, it's no prize for that. So sometimes challenges can just be like step by step how to do it. And you do it with your team. Doesn't have to be a prize every time. But also you can do a monthly thing. So I always told my team when they do incentives to do like, you should have a 2-part challenge every month for incentives. One should be focused on PV and one recruiting. And you can kind of tailor that depending on like the volume. So maybe If you have like 3 people on your team, you want to have everyone have like 100 PV at least. And if you have 100 PV, because most people only have like 30 or 50 or something. So everybody that gets 100 PV this month will go into a drawing for this. So that way people will strive to get that. And then with that, you could also do a sales challenge, like have them prove how much they're selling, because we know that if they're selling, then they'll buy. We don't want people just buying and building their inventory, but not selling it. So, having like that thing where they track how many pieces they sell, that's really working for my team. And we're really kind of like, people are trying to compete with me, like, oh, I did more than you. And I'm like, okay, that's good. But like holding each other accountable is really important. Yeah, if you don't have a team, these are things that can help you personally, and also you think about when you do get a team. Okay. The last thing, S stands for sisterhood/brotherhood. I know we have some Papa brothers. I have a male on my team. And so with sisterhood, brotherhood, you want to make sure your team page is uplifting, positive, drama-free, nobody complaining. Sometimes we do complain, get you accountability buddy. So make sure it's uplifting. All right. So those are the things with leaders. You want to make sure lead by example, empowerment, action, task, development, opportunities, training, encouragement, rewards, and then sisterhood. The last few notes I'm going to share before I head off is when you're building a business and being a leader, you have to remember the 80-20 rule. This is all good, but you cannot focus on your team. You have to focus on yourself. 80% for your own business, like with your customers, your own brand, 20% for the business. A lot of the stuff I went through, if you are modeling through your going live with your customers and running your business, you can just easily screenshot that or show examples. Hey guys, I just did this, and use that as a tool to show them how to do it. But you have to be branding yourself and building your business as an example, and they will follow. So 80-20. Work your business as an example to your team. They should be able to watch you and say, oh, I can do that. I run my page, my personal page, my business page, because I know my team's watching me, and I hope they get ideas. I hope they're learning from the way I'm running my business, like how to run their own business. So I'm leading by example. The harder you go for your brand and for, with your sales and your business, the harder your team will go. They will follow your lead. You won't win with the mindset of having higher expectations for your team than you have for yourself. So I have a leader like that. Well, she's not a leader. Well, somebody on my team that I'm struggling with because she took a year off, and she was like, I'm not doing this anymore. So her team struggled. So then I reached out and helped her team. And now they're like bossing up, recruiting, and, reaching things. And now she sees she's about to rank up. So she came back. And so she's like, oh, I'm coming back. And I was like, okay, good. But she's still not going to get where she wants because she's not leading by example. She's still just kind of in the background watching everyone. And she's kind of mad that I worked with her team, but I'm like, that's my team and they were struggling and you weren't working your business. So you have to be willing to understand that this is not like people hurting your feelings or anything, but this is my business. So if I see my team struggling and you stepped out of the business, I'm going to go help them. It's not me stepping on your toes or anything, but they're invested in this business. They paid. They want to be successful. I'm going to help them. And those people were very happy and they're doing very well. So you want to make sure that you are leading by example, not being that type of leader where you're having high expectations for your team, reaping the benefits, but you're not doing anything and you're not showing them. You should be striving for LOP. You should be recruiting. You tell your team recruit. Are you recruiting? Are you trying to recruit? You can hit director, Tiffany, this month. Okay. May's cool. but you should be able to hit it this month. You have to show and tell. You have to implement those posts, and you have to ask people. I did my boot camp, and my people said, Bree, you making us ask people. I made them ask 5 people a week. That's not a lot. Made them, they said now they got prospects because they weren't doing it before. I noticed that people are not building their team because they're just not doing it. And so a lot of my people in my boot camp, they said, honestly, I wasn't asking people. Because of this boot camp, it made me ask people. You have to ask people. You have to share the opportunity, reach out. Think about the customers that shop a lot. Also, think about people. Go through your friends list and look at who would be good and ask them. It's scary, but the more you do it, the more comfortable it gets. You can hit director this month. Don't wait. Don't push it off, because director is something you can hit sooner. Bronze, bronze is a good goal. You'll get access to those exclusive pieces. Really want to hit director. I'm such a big goal. I feel like I'm just walking sales pitch half the time though. Don't make it too much. Just say, hey girl, just make it casual. Hey, how are you? As you see, I do paparazzi. I love it so much. I think you would be really good at this. If you're, would you be interested in chatting more about it? That's about it. Like, don't complicate things. Some of my people even said, I've been challenged to ask 5 people that I think would be good at this business if they would be interested in joining, and you came to mind. I just really think you would be. Would you be interested? Just from them writing that, a lot of the people say yes. Yep. So follow back up with them. You won't be spammy. You have to think about the people you're not sharing this opportunity with. You could have your rock star. Let me give you an example. My sponsor, her sponsor asked her for 3 years to join. 3 years. And she said no. I want you to think about that. My sponsor is a millionaire. She said no for 3 years. What if her sponsor would have just said, oh, I'm going to speak to spammy. I don't want to ask her. Y'all gonna miss y'all blessing by being scared. You can't be scared. You have got to share, because you never know who could benefit from this business. And so with me, I'm asking, because if you don't ask, the next consultant will, or the next business will. And you have to make sure that you're really planting those seeds. Ask. What's the worst they can say? I think people are scared of no. I'm not scared of no anymore. They say no, okay, thank you. Usually you never get a flat out no. If you do, actually Trent Kirby's challenge, 35 no's. It's hard to get 35 no's. I push you all to do that. It's in our back office under resources. Try to get 35 no's, or Google 35 no's, or go on your team page, ask your sponsor. Basically, you try to get 35 no's. It's hard. So try to ask as many people to join your team and try to get 35 no's. You'll realize you won't get it, because most people will say, I don't know, I think so, maybe, or not at this time. That means they're interested. Okay, when's a good time I can follow back with you? When like, nobody, I've had a few people say no, that's not my thing. And if they say no, guess what I say? Well, would you like to host a party? And they say yes. Because if you say no, and I ask you to host a party, then I'm going to get more people from your network. And it's going to help me even expand to get more customers from your network. So never take no as like a bad thing. Just be like, oh, okay, well, thank you for your time. Do you know anyone else that could benefit from this? If you know anyone else that could benefit, send them my way. Or can you share any other people that you think would be interested in this? Because I love it so much. They say no, keep next opportunity. No means next opportunity. That's what my sponsor says. That's what I learned. Next opportunity. You have to have confidence in your business and your product, and just be, willing to take those risks. And if they say no, okay. Last month they said, let people know what the business. Yep. And sometimes let people recruit themselves. Like, usually they'll put things they're struggling with, or that they need. Hey, I noticed that you said that you wish that you had a little extra income. I wanted to share a little bit about Paparazzi. Hey, I noticed that you had put a post up about how expensive your child's extracurricular activity is. I wanted to share how I've been able to use Paparazzi to pay for that and more. So use that. Ditch excuses as a leader, as a business owner. Sacrifice and find a way. I have so much going on. I could be like, oh, I can't do it. But you have to have that elite mindset. You have to. The elite mindset, and, your elite leader that's on her, she'll tell you there's people going through so much and they have these big teams and you wouldn't even know it, but they make it happen. If you want to be elite, you got to ditch the excuses and you just got to make it happen. It's going to be hard. We see these people at the top and we think, oh, well, they can't relate. They didn't have it hard. Yes, they did. Everybody has a story. They have a testimony, and you're going through yours right now. It's about how you persevere. Everybody starts as star consultant. It's about, the elite people just didn't give up. You have to get pushed through. Oh, Ashley, I'm going to have to hop on. So really push through and ditch the excuses. Try new things. Be willing to try new things with your business. So make sure that you are willing to take risks, because if you take risks, then your team will take risks. If you are willing to try new things, they will. If you're just complacent and just doing lives and not trying to do any other type of way, then your team won't. Even though you're successful at lives, try everything, because you want to make sure you're showing your team other niches and like different things they can do with their business. And that's something else my sponsor has been stressing. She doesn't go live. She does the VIP group, makes thousands of dollars in her VIP group. And so some people don't want to join because they're like, oh, I got to go live. I don't want to do that. We want new people to go live because that's like a good way to build your brand and everything. But also display other ways. Wall drops, comment parties, messenger, story. Try everything as a leader and share how to do that with your team to give them resources, flash sales, all of those different ways, so that they can become confident. And then the last thing, I'm going to end here. Your team is a reflection of you. It starts with you. So make sure you're leading by example with your mindset, your habits, and the resources support you give. Be you. Be comfortable being yourself. Don't feel like you have to be like other people. Be you. Okay, you see, I'm me. Every leader is different. And share your journey and be comfortable with that. Your tribe will come. Customers are attracted to that. Everyone's attracted. A comment party. I saw another consultant doing it. It's where you like make a comment, make a post, like a GIF, and you say, who loves red? And you put like a fun GIF. If you love red, look in my comments. There's a lot of red popping, and then you just kind of post pictures in the comment and say reply sold to any pieces you want. I've had some success with it. My last one didn't go too good because I should have tagged people when I first put it up. But if you tag some of your customers in the post and then start posting them, they'll get alerts and they can reply in the comments what they want. So that's all I have. Any questions? I'm going to go. There were a few questions. I have to go. I'm headed to visit my friend. I have to head to the airport. So I'm going to try to answer these questions. this phone's not working, so I might have to remember. I think I answered the sales post, but the service on this phone is not working. I think, you're welcome, Angela. Thank you. I hope it helped. You're welcome, Tiffany. Let me go look really quick. So one of the questions was, what do I love most about Paparazzi? I think the flexibility, the sisterhood. I love so many things. The sisterhood, people willing to help from my sideline, everyone, the resources, just the community overall. And then the confidence that my customers get shopping with me. And I don't know, it was some other questions. What piece would I bring back? That is a hard question. I love anything blingy. Probably those bling bracelets from LOP last month or this month. No, it was last month. I would probably bring those bling, that wrap bracelet back. Or anything stretch bling, I would bring that back. I love the bling pieces. But yes, I'll try to write back to those questions that were asked because they're not coming up on my other device. So I was trying to pull them up. But any other questions, just let me know. I hope this helps someone. And you all, don't be scared. Be fearless. Go out there and build your teams. And good luck. Let's end March. This month is really big. So be fearless this month. Reach out to people. Go live. Try something new. Try attraction posts, mix up your post, and just be fearless, okay? All right. Have a great day.